Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Georgie Jacobs tōku ingoa, no Aotearoa hau, no mai, hara mai. Now, I've been trying to work out how I'm going to do this, and it was to show you how I do a reading. So, I'm going to turn you towards the table, and then we'll just take it from there, and hopefully this will work out perfect. Okay. I'm just going to switch you around just so you can see my table. And what I normally do, here we go, is I have 3 sets of cards. The first one is an oracle deck, and I'm sure everyone has seen this. It's Healing with the Angels Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue. So I think, you know, all the readers in that, they have at least one of her decks. And this one was given to me. So the difference between an oracle and a tarot deck, I was asking my flatmate if she knew. And there is no wrong answer. No, realistically, the oracle deck is messages, and in this case it comes from the angels, eh? So that's all it is. And of course tarot, you use it when you want to go deeper into any type of reading. And this one is called Guidance of Fate. I actually like it. It's a bit bigger than my little Rider-Waite deck that I have. I have a miniature one, and I like playing around with that as well. So one is to dig deeper, and one is just spiritual messages given, in this case by the angels. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that anyone can do a reading. It depends on the messages that you have. Now for my one, I wrote some questions down on a little heart here. So when I'm doing the actual reading, I can refer to that. It could be any messages like, who is it that you're in love with, right? So let's say we're doing a love reading. Does this person love me as well? You can do the yes, no cards, or if you want to find out more, you can ask those questions in your head. But try and do it before you start your reading. So I'm just going to do a quick one with my cards. So this is just a generic one. So what I do is, and I don't use the books, by the way, people. I don't use the books, I put them away, because I like to see what sort of messages I give myself from the card. So one of the cards was missing. So I found it, printed it out, and put it on a card. Now if people want to, you know, take that, they can. Totally up to them. But let's see, eh? Let's do a quick one, just to practice the theory, and also, you know, with the numerology and my perception of what it means. Let's see how this works. Alright, so what I normally do is, and I'll move that here so you can see, is I get the person, I'll try and move that back a bit more, or bring it into focus. There we go. What I do is I let them choose. That way it's their energy choosing the card, not mine. Okay, so in this case I need 7 cards, so let's just go ahead and do it. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, now we put that aside. Put that there. The first card represents you as a person and what you bring right now to the table. Okay, so in this case, it's blessings. So what I do is I just place them down. The second card is a message, like what's happening in your world or in your life, and in this case it's miracles. Beautiful messages. The third card is something that brings you happiness. In this case, it's to do with you and your world, eh? So, forgiveness. That'll bring you happiness when you forgive someone for something that has happened in your life. Let's place that one there. Fourth one is normally looked at as a challenge, something to overcome. How's that looking? Let's bring it down a little bit more so you can see. Fourth one goes above there. Bring it down some more. Oh, well, you can see what I'm trying to form here. The fifth card is a message from your angel. So these next three are just messages from different things. Okay, so the fifth one is a message from your angel, which is new beginnings. Place that one there. The sixth one is a message from your guide, which is spiritual guidance. And the last one is a message from your heart. So like I said, and it's healing. Like I said, it's all about perception, how you look at things, what sort of questions you're asking, you know, and it could be anything. It could be a general reading, it could be a love reading, a career, any sort of reading that you want, but general is normally the way I like going, so that you know, it's easier to read and it's not that complicated. Okay, all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in a little bit more. So same thing, I get them to choose 7 cards, and what we do is we place them on top of the other cards in any fashion. You know, it doesn't matter, you don't have to go in order. You can place it wherever you feel that it needs to be placed. So let's do that. I'm just going to choose 7 cards just randomly. 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter if you end up pulling 2 cards, because it's used as a, you know, I can read it with just 2 if you've got 2 cards there. So let's just place these randomly on these foundational cards. That's what we'll call it, foundational cards. Alright, because the story will start coming from it. Okay, so we'll place one there, there. Alright, now remembering numerology and also the tarot deck, we're going to see what the messages are, eh? So the first one was what you're bringing, you know, what is your strength, what do you have right now that that you're bringing to the table, right? Sometimes it's really good to acknowledge what traits you have, you know, and when you're told, it's like, well, that's not me, but it really is for you at this time. So blessings. And have you ever felt like, you know, when you're in someone's presence and you might be just listening to them. That's a blessing, eh? Giving them your ear is a blessing rather than talking, because they don't need advice. They might just need someone to talk to. All right, so we're going to have a look to see what card came out here. And of course, it's the sun. You bring joy. You bring joy to people, right? The blessings, you're sprinkling blessings over them every time, whether it's a smile, whether it's a kind word. But the sun is also a Leo card, you know, so red talks about passion, enjoyment. Look at the baby on the horse, really enjoying itself, you know. A good way to put it is looking through the eyes of a child, eh? Looking through the eyes of a child, having fun, enjoying life. And that's what it is. It's what it's talking about. This is what you're bringing. Blessings, and also fun and excitement when they see you. Eh? When you're around certain people, they seem to light up. You know, they're joyous. They're happy to see you. That's the gift that you're bringing to the table right now. So the second one was what's happening in your life right now. Miracles. All right, look at her. She's got that direct link to the atua. And she's so excited because wherever she is, you know, she sees little miracles. It's like little blessings, right? Let's see the tarot card that come out with it. The Nine of Pentacles. Wow, wow. You see how it's all falling into place? Being able to use an oracle card and a tarot deck at the same time, asking the questions in your mind and coming up with the answers, all right? So the miracles that you are bringing to people, little blessings, you know, the little blessings, being joyous. You live in abundance, you know, your life is joyful. This is what it's all about. This is where you want to be, you know. The Queen of Pentacles. She's really, really happy with her life. She has everything that she needs. And she continues to see little blessings around the place, little miracles happening. And this is what you have in your life right now, which makes sense. If you love who you are, and you love where you're going and what you've been learning, and even all the trials and tribulations, everything is a lesson. But how you turn it, how you make little things happen for you in your life, it becomes abundance. Oh wait, you can hear that weed eater. Anyway, hang on a minute. I'm just going to put it on pause for a moment. Okay, that's a bit better. I went and put on some music to try and drown out the mower. But we're going to carry on, okay? So we've done the first two cards. Now we're going to do the third one, which is something that supports your happiness. Forgiveness. And when you think about it, when you forgive people, okay, don't forget, but when you forgive them truly, how much lighter your heart feels. Okay, so with the miracles and the blessings that you bring to people, another gift that you have is the gift of forgiveness. Forgive yourself for your part, but forgive those that may have done you wrong as well. Alright, so that's all part of letting go, and when you release it, something better comes in. Alright, so let's see what card came out with that. Well, typical, the Strength card, which is also a Leo card. In order to forgive, you need strength, right? So it makes sense, and it also brings you joy. Knowing that you've been watched over, and that if you're going through a hard time, you know, and it's heavy on your heart, just put it out there. Talk to your guides, talk to your tipuna, whoever it is that, you know, you talk with, and ask for strength to overcome it. And you'll find that when you do that, they listen. And you get blessed at the same time. So that's something that supports your happiness as well, as the gift of forgiveness. Right. The fourth card normally looks at challenges, or a distraction of some kind. So in this case, it's romance. Sometimes that can get in the way, you know, when you're focused on something and then you meet someone beautiful, and it's like, you know, they woo you and stuff, and it's like next minute you're distracted, okay? And the goals that you have set for yourself then become what, second, maybe third? Let's see the card that came out with that, the Hierophant. And he talks about marriage, he talks about beliefs, you know. When you think about it, romance does come into that, because you might be of two different cultures, might be two different races, you know, and so you're learning about their cultural beliefs and they're learning about yours. And as you embrace each other and get to know each other better, that's where you can take it. But like I said, it can be a distraction too, because it wasn't something that you were thinking of. But here we go, it came out anyway. This could happen and may happen, you know, when you least expect it. So keep your eyes open, ladies, men. This is just how I do a reading, right? I can do it more fully, but I'm only showing you how I do a reading. So the fifth card is a message from your angel. And in this case, they're talking about new beginnings, and we all need that. The universal year for this year, or 2026, is the number 1. So definitely new beginnings, eh? Look at that. She has the world in her hands, so you do too. You can choose. You can start from scratch. What is it that you really want to do? What are you passionate about, eh? Look at that. It might be something different from what you had planned for your life, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's a new direction. Alright, let's see what card we got for that one. Judgment. So with new beginnings, you got judgment. It's doing it right this time, eh? It's all about what's fair, making sure that, you know, if you're in New Zealand, you look at doing your taxes and that, court things, anything that's got to do with making things right. So maybe you started a business last year, you know, and or the year before, or 5 years ago, and you want to try something different this time. You know, look at the legal side of things that you need to do when starting a small business or being an entrepreneur or whatever it is. Research, eh? That's what it's talking about. Doing things that is fair, but better this time. You know, it's like second time around. We do it better the next time. Alright. So the message from your guides, what are they saying to you? Your spiritual growth, that's really, really important. You've got to keep evolving. Keep evolving. Look at that light that goes all the way to Atua again, you know. You are a blessing. You are a miracle. You're a child of God, or whoever it is that you seem to marry up with. What card do we have with this one, eh? The 10 of Pentacles. Well, you can't get any better than that. We had the 9 of Pentacles and now we have the 10. I say you, with your spiritual growth, are bringing so much abundance into your life. You know, as you grow spiritually, you grow emotionally, physically, mentally. And so long as everything is aligned with you and what you want in your life, you'll be getting the blessings. You'll see the miracles happening for you all the time. You're manifesting what it is that you want and who you want in your life. Whether it's that love for the self, learning about, what it is that you need, but at the same time knowing that you can start again. This is a new year, new beginnings, new ideas, new relationships, partnerships, whatever it is that you want. It's all coming this year. Okay, so put down a really good foundation, keep growing, keep evolving, and you'll keep reaping the rewards. All right, and the last card that we have is a message from your heart, and it's healing. Now, didn't we just talk about spiritual growth? Healing is all part and parcel. Before you can help someone else, you gotta help you first. Look after your health, do what's right for you. I'm still trying to do that, so I'm a good advocate for this part. So before you start helping others, you got to learn to do yourself first. Let's see what card came out with this. Which tarot card? The Four of Pentacles. Now you're still holding on to some stuff. Oh gosh. You're still holding on to some things, you're holding on very tightly. You don't have to, because you've already got 9 and 10 Pentacles. So, you can release some things. And I think that's where the healing comes in. To release some things, because you also have forgiveness. And what came with forgiveness? Strength. So this is what it's talking about when you are healing yourself. Don't hold on to things. Release things, but so that you can let more things come in. It's all part of growing spiritually. All right. So that was just a quick introduction to how I do a reading. And the last thing that I do is I close it off. What I have here I just spilt everything on my table. So I normally close off the reading with oracle cards as well. Now these ones here are from my culture, and a guy called Barry Brailsford from England had travelled over. He's a researcher, but he's written a lot of books. And I was given this at the First Worldwide Healing. Never thought I'd do reading, but apparently here I am, some almost 20 years later. 10 years later, sorry. So it was 2011 when I received this. Oh yeah, it's well over 10 years. Gee, you can't even add, and yet I'm better at maths than I am at English. Anyway, so I'm getting distracted. So this is the only oracle cards that I use the book. Okay, because I feel that he has a better way of describing the card. And because he travelled to New Zealand, these are New Zealand kaitakis or guardians, and I'm going to show you how it works in conjunction with my readings, okay? So I'm going to choose 2 cards, and believe it or not, it seems to marry up with my cards every single time. So here we go. Only 2 cards. That one and that one. Okay, so put those away now. And the first card I have, I don't know, might just bear with me as I go in and out of the camera itself. The first card that I I chose was limestone or sanctuary. Check that out. Beautiful illustration. Sanctuary. So remembering the reading, right? We see how this coincides with the reading and see if it does. I mean, leave a comment below. So number 10, Pākehō, limestone Pākehō, 240, and I'm going to read it out to you. Sanctuary. Now it normally has a poem and a little bit about the obstacle itself or the product itself. So in this case it's limestone, eh? So, sanctuary. I am limestone, born of the ancient waters, within the tides of time, of the heaving mother, to raise the hidden high. Oh wait, hang on, I'm just going to put my glasses on. I've got some fancy writing here. Where did I put it? There you go. Oh good, it stopped. Right, let me read that again. So, where are you? Limestone. I am limestone, born of the ancient waters within the tides of time, of the heaving mother to raise the hidden high, the record of the passing of all that has yet been, the keeper of the mystery of all the remains unseen, the edge that cuts sharply to shape and makes anew, the disc that opens yesterday to let tomorrow through. I am white stone. So then what he does is he talks a little bit about, so in this case, the limestone. So I'm going to read the story to you. Limestone is known as white stone in the Māori world. It is given the name Pākehō and is the realm of Hine Tua Hoanga, the keeper of the bones, and for it holds the story of life on earth. Billions of years ago, the earth was formed out of the bright dust of a cosmic cloud that fused within a nuclear furnace. When a solid outer shell formed 5 billion years ago, it heralded the start of geological time, the first age of stone. Limestone beds 3.5 billion years old allow us to step back into the past to read the intriguing story of development of life on the planet. Layered bands of fossils, creatures turn to stone. Whisper of the earliest of the journeys, thus does Pākehō stand within the land to record the passage of the bones and remember the ancestors. The Polynesians made their gardens amidst limestone, or, in its absence, crushed shells to mix into the soil. And I have seen that happen where family have kept pipi shells, mussel shells, and they've crushed it because of the sand that's within the shell itself. So, I never really thought about it until I read it now. It makes sense. Crushed shells to mix into the soil. They knew it was the bringer of life. We know it frees minerals to feed the plants. Limestone also holds the energy of today and tomorrow. Within its structures we find oil, gas and coal, important fuels. Thus does the stone hold the light far from sight. Right. So now I'm going to read the gifts that come with this, and my arm's getting tight, so I'm going to put it down. Hope you don't mind. So the gifts that come with the limestone. Oh, I'll put it in the other hand. How's that? Limestone enters your life to help you gather strength from your wider family, from the long line of ancestors who are of your story. Now, isn't that funny? It gives you strength. And we pulled the strength card. And that was with forgiveness, right? So, limestone enters your life to help you gather strength from your wider family, from the long line of ancestors who are of your story. It says it is good to ground your life in the beginning of all, to sit within the wider picture, to look back that you might go forward with purpose. That is the wisdom of the gather in the north. Hine Tuahuanga reminds us we are the sum of all that has ever been, and that we carry forward all that will ever be. We are of the cosmic dust and the spirit of creation itself. We are in every way of the mystery and magic of the beginning of all. And of course we had the beginning card. You see how it's all starting to fall into place? Without even, like I said, it was just a general read. But you see how all the cards fall in? Alright, let's keep going. Whitestone, the keeper of the sacred trail of time, opens the way into the highest realms of knowledge. Within its embrace you walk the excitement of the mind that honours the old law and weaves anew. Now, when it said opens the way to the highest realms of knowledge, we actually have the Hierophant, right? So if you remember that, he's all about knowledge in that too, but also about, your own beliefs in that as well. Ooh, so I'm trying to remember the cards as well as, see what the messages are from this card. Within its embrace you walk the excitement of the mind that honours the old law and weave anew. Within its walls you find the protection of the stone, the overarching power of the mother. Here the heart learns to sing, again to revel in the most ancient of songs. Here the spirit frees all to wisdom, born of the colours of the rainbow. Limestone offers insight and knowledge, the fulfilment of potential. It is the cutting stone, the polishing stone that shines and enhances, and is the companion of the teacher. Whitestone brings its gifts this day and says it is time to go forward in hope. Know you are protected by its magic. Be all you were born to be and dance the joy of your journey. And it has another poem at the end, and it says, stone of power and purpose, shaped by water's hand, seeks to speak to you of the journey and the land. Listen to that story to find in it your own. Travel with the stone and you never walk alone. Whoa, isn't that so profound? Isn't it beautiful? My goodness. So that was the first card. I normally grab 2 cards. So I like to know that when you leave me, you've got 2 guardians with you, eh? So that was the first one, limestone. See how it worked perfectly with the reading itself? I don't know, it just seems to work every single time. And so the second card that we have is Antarius, or knowledge. Bizarre. Bizarre how those 2 cards are in sync with each other. So, number 44. 44. Rehua. In Māori, 220. Alright, the spirit of the north. Here we go. I'll just bring that forward so you can see it better. Wish I knew how to make it turn around so you can't see the writing backwards. But I'm learning as I'm going. So bear with me, folks. Alright, Antarius, rehua. I am rehua. Gentleness came asking and gathered seeds of hope. Anger came demanding and gathered seeds of war. All is embraced by love. In the house of the law, I am knowledge. And Antarius, the summer star, is rehua in the Māori world. It is the brightest star within the sign of Scorpion. Antarius is the supergiant, hundreds of times larger than our sun and thousands of times brighter in its own domain. Rehua is the keeper of the law of the universe. When Tāne, the life force, saw the needs of humankind, he flew the ancient trails of the stars and came to Rehua, where he was gifted the wisdom of the 3 baskets of knowledge. Now, in our culture, there's a lot of folklore and stories, you know, so this is just one of them about the 3 baskets of knowledge. Tāne entrusted this treasure with those who walked in gentleness. Tāne's brother, Whiro, who walked with a red cloak of anger, demanded access to the baskets. Tāne agreed to share all with him if he would walk in peace. Whiro refused to follow the path and flew the trail of the stars to confront Rehua. Looking into Whiro's heart, Rehua saw it was consumed by rage, so he gifted to Whiro the 4th basket that carried the pain of all things past. Whiro, the one who came in anger, was gifted the many children of anger, for that is the law of the universe. Fear breeds greater fear, anger fosters deeper anger, and joy begets joy abundant. What we send out is sent back to us 10 times over. Now, we've all heard that, haven't we? You know, what you put out there is what you get back. So be careful. Thoughts become things. That's what I was trying to say. All right, when Whiro returned, the people wept, for they knew the 4th basket carried the seeds of war. Yet Tāne reassured them, saying, both darkness and light were of creation and were gifted for our learning. He reminded them that light transforms all with love. Okay, so these are the gifts that come with this card. All right, so if you found yourself here, this is what it's saying. In the realm of the north wind, the place of wisdom, Rehua brings truth into your life and invites you to open the 3 baskets of knowledge and know the magic of their power. Everything you seek is now available to you. But remember, the seeker walks the blade of a two-edged sword. We are asked to journey with the light through the darkest valleys of the night, the realms of both Tāne and Whiro. Yet the trail is one of the deepest healing. There we see ourselves honestly and are open to the higher mind that sits beyond ego, the mind of the seer and the sage. That inner journey reveals within the shadows fears that feed upon darkness, hurts unforgiven, jealousy nurtured, anger simmering, all our many frailties that need healing. And we had the healing card here as well, you know, to do one's healing before you can help heal others. Rehua reminds us, knowledge sets us free. If we bring love and forgiveness to our pain, to our fear and darkness within, we are liberated from the hurts of the past, no matter how grievous they may be. If you're ready for this step, Rehua, the light that reaches across the vastness of the universe, is always there to guide you. Begin in the gentleness of your being. In other words, start with you. Start healing you first. I mean, you might think, oh, I don't need any healing. But we all do. When you look down at yourself, or not look down at yourself, but when you look at yourself, more fully, you will see that these things, your weaknesses, turn them into strengths, one by one. You start bettering yourself each time, and that's what it's talking. Begin in the gentleness of your being. There, within the paradox of life, is your greatest strength. And we have the strength card as well. Okay, and the last one is a little poem that it has right at the end, and I love these things. If the darkness gathers close, fear not its shadowed hand. Walk in love to gift and peace, and weave the rainbow's band. Such is enlightenment. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of my reading. Let me know in a comment what you thought of it. This is just a quick one that I do, but like I said, whenever you are doing a reading for somebody, it might be one card, it might be 3 cards, it might be, in this case, 7 cards. It's whatever you want it to be. Remember the questions in your mind, or write them down before you even do one, and then practice on your friends, practice on yourself. But on that note, this is the longest video that I've ever done. 41 minutes. Okay. So on that, thank you for being with me. Thank you for bearing with me, actually. And let's see where this journey continues to take us in 2026. Let me know if you want a reading, and we'll try and organise it for you, okay? Or I will try and organise it, because it's only me. On that, thank you very much for coming back. For those that have been walking with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate your subscribes. Don't forget to like. That always pops up on my thing too, so I can see those that like what I do. If you got any ideas, let me know in the comments below. If you like this sort of content, let me know that too. If you like to see something else, let's see what 2026 brings. It's a whole new year, and like I said, it brings new ideas, new direction, new people, and that's what we're all about. On that, thank you for being here, and that's me. Ka kite.